Welcome back to Promised Land, all YouTubers. So here at the Promised Land, you know, we have to adapt and improvise and overcome. And so if you've been following the page, you know that we're kind of homesteaders. We live in the barn. Here's the Promised Land. That's the back of it right there. So we've had a water leak here for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna have to admit defeat. My wife has told me that it's been a water leak for about 2 years, and I've told her it's not, but I was wrong. So I'm never gonna say that again, so nobody ever asks me. Here's the deal. You see down there, we got a little coupler in our water line, and somehow it started leaking. This is the little thing right here. It's got a little rubber gasket in there, clamps down on that water line. That's a poly pipe that I got from Nards. And so now what we're gonna do is, I got a new one. I'm gonna climb down in there and put a new coupler on there. It's pretty simple, little device. Let's see if I can do this one-handedly. So here you go, two pieces. It screws on here and then screws on there like that. I'm going to take the new one, slide it over the pipe, tighten that little guy, tighten it down as tight to get it, tighten this little collar down, and theoretically problem is solved. We'll turn the water back on and see how it goes. So, update. I hate plumbing, just so we make that clear. That did not work. As you can see, our hole's full of water now. So at this point, it is 4:30 and not many supplies places are left open, so I have to go and see if I can salvage this day by finding a part that hopefully I can make this work with and get the water turned back on. Otherwise, I get to tell Mama Bear that the water ain't gonna work tonight, and that ain't gonna be a good day. Stay tuned. Alright, here we are back, still trying to fix this problem. So what I've done is I'm going to show you these parts here. This is compression fitting that we have on the water line that we thought was broken. It's got the bushing in there. What I think is really happening is the line's too short, and so we have to extend it. Now, to do that, we have to find parts. And since it's 5 o'clock, all the plumbing parts are closed. Plumbing part stores are closed. So what I've got is your standard red brass union, and not red brass, yellow brass, I don't know what you call this thing, all thread adapter thingy. What we're gonna do, screw this onto the union. I'm gonna climb into the hole. I'm gonna take this guy off of the conglomeration that's already in the hole. Hopefully attach it to the other end of the all thread thingy, extending far enough that the polymer pipe will be long enough and fit in there properly, sealing up the leak. If this doesn't work, then we're screwed until tomorrow. So what I'm going to do, they said this yellow brass and red brass can, I don't know, corrode each other. So we're going to put some pipe thread, pipe dope, whatever you're going to call it. We're going to put the pipe dope on it. I'm going to wrap it with the Teflon, and hopefully that's going to seal it up, and it'll be a problem for another day, I guess. So we'll see how this goes. You'll see also while I was gone, because plumbing is fun and life likes to kick you in the balls. The dirt fell in the hole, so now I have to dig it out. So that'll be fun. Situation update. It's not going well. You can tell by the color of the sky that we're running out of time. So what happened was when I climbed down in the hole, that's the new one. I climbed down in the hole to take this off, and you'll see that these little thread pieces right here came off with it. I've tried for an hour and a half to try and get it to come off. I can get it off without messing up the threads. And in my infinite wisdom, when I was trying to get ahead and do work before I got in the hole, I put the new one on, and I can't get it off. So I had to run back to Menards for a second time and get a new nipple. And so now we're using lights, and we're going to be doing this in the dark. Let's hope this works. We're running out. Success. That was a close one. We learned some lessons today, but I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah. Not leaking. So, lesson number 1, don't start plumbing in the afternoon, because you might end up like me, doing it in the dark. Lesson number 2, I'll show you what we learned about on these couplings and these joints, and I think what we found out what's really wrong with it here in a little while. So, but anyway, that's the end of that, and I'm happy. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so that didn't go so well today, but we got the job done. We have been getting a bunch of rain, so we'll have to wait and see if that ever gets dried out enough to know if we actually fixed it. But one of the things that we learned that I wanted to pass on to everyone, if you're dealing with this is the pipe that we were using. It's an 1.5 inch poly pipe that you can get at Menards. So we had to special order it when we built the place, and so that's what we were using. And it comes with these little plastic ribbed inserts that you use, and you put hose clamps on it, and the directions said to put hose clamps on them going opposite directions. You have to heat this up, slide those on, then as it shrinks down and tightens, then cools off, then it seats in there. That's not going to come out of there, but it's junk, and it obviously breaks and doesn't work so well. So I had someone come out here and these are the couplers that we were installing last night. You can see it's got this little nut on it here that you can use to tighten it down. But the way this works, I already lost a piece to this, so you'll have to figure that out. But then you have there's a little white washer in there. You see that? And then that's there. So what I think happens, there's a little rubber gasket that goes in here, and it slides in here around the pipe. And what I think happened was you put the pipe in here, and as it settles, then the pipe pulls out, and then the gasket, you see the gap there. So the pipe just came out a little bit to where the gasket wasn't sealing. The first time I did it, when I cranked this back down, the way this goes on here is so that slides on there like so. So you get your little, and then what you want to do is you want to make sure that this goes all the way into this flange in here. So you slide it a good 1.5 inches in there. And then as you push this down, this rubber washer that I missed, that I've lost, and then you just thread this on there, and it drives that rubber washer in around this pipe. If you don't get this in there far enough, then it's not going to work. So that's the one thing that I wanted to pass on to you all. Big lesson we learned about this project was to make sure you get those in there, because the pipe's going to settle no matter what you do, and then it's going to pull out and you're going to have problems. So anyway, appreciate you guys' time. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment in the bottom if you'd like to, and we'll see you next time.